present you, I do have the one most amazing person that I've spoken to now. He just walked in here a few minutes ago, and you know the amount of energy he brings into the studio. It is mesmerizing. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'll just give you a brief background of the person that I'm speaking to. I'm not going to give the name yet, right? We are focusing on achievement. This is the year 2019. I will reveal the name after the introduction to this gentleman. He said in his book, I quote, "When I gave up heroin, I made a promise that I would do the comrades. While running, I kept thinking that I would not make it. Then I heard a voice, and the voice was, the Lord said that I must keep going." Now, if anyone has known this person and has read his book, you would know that I'm speaking to the none other than Mr. Jerry Mumbweni himself, live here in studio. Assalamu alaikum to you, and good evening and welcome.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Hadija. I'm so excited to sitting in front of you this particular day and this particular time. I'm super excited. I'm so looking forward for this interview. It's a great time to be alive.
Most certainly, and indeed it is the first of the first. 2020, my brother. How do you feel about that?
I feel super excited. More than this, I'll explode. I think you can feel by what it's excited because it's a beginning. A beginning, it's very important. The dawn, the morning, the beginning, the starting from the past and applying new things to the future. It's unbelievably excited. So I feel like this time, I feel like it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So that exactly. We just got started. It's gonna be unbelievable here, going forward from here.
Inshallah, God
God willing,
inshallah.
Of course, inshallah.
Of course. To hear this man's finesse that he has in studio, it's absolutely amazing. Okay, Mr. Mumbweni is
just call me Jerry, it's fine.
Yeah,
Jerry? It's okay, great.
Not Jerry the worm, not Jerry the worm, just Jerry, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jerry, just a background of you, I believe and I understand that you were a former heroin, they say junkie. I don't like the word junkie. Because no one comes from junk.
Yes.
We all come from a pure state, so no one's a junkie. But I will use the word hypothetically, junkie, right? A heroin junkie. You were a former heroin junkie, and you were currently a motivational speaker, as well as a life coach, a fitness trainer, and an author. Speak to us about that.
Yeah, great. So I was heroin addict for 11 years. The last 1.5 year of my addiction, I live in the street as a beggar. In fact, it's the same street that I'm speaking here today, 15 years later. I used to pass through this street between the graveyard to Bombay Bazaar to the end of this road, begging and parking car at night. And it has been now 15 years clean. I'm currently married for 13 years, and shukran jazi. I always say, and my wife, she's taller than me. It's a blessing to a short guy like me to have a wife who is tall. I mean, we are very few in the world, so I'm so proud of that. I'm a current certified life coach and NLP practitioner. I wrote a book. It's called An Ex-Junk Last Minute Victory. It's a story of after 5 years of my sobriety. I've been clean for that 5-year celebration. I decided to run the comrade, and then I finished at 1 second. It's official time. 1 second before the cut-off time. And then I was interviewed on national television, and they asked me, what made you going until the last second? And it's exactly the quote that you heard. I received the message from God. I'm a born-again Christian. I received the message from God to say, keep going, and this is for me. So I keep going, and if it was not for me to finish last, I would have never known that I've been born with the gifts. And the gift of speaking and inspire other people, because by that time I was working as a driver in a company. But because I finished last, when I finished, they was interview me, and as a result, they said to me, your story was inspired. Can you come and share your story?
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now, just going back into your history, right? As you've mentioned, you've been an ex-junkie,
Yes.
right? Heroin junkie,
Yes.
Specifically,
Yeah.
right? How do you feel about looking back on your life in terms of the negative aspect of that?
I would never change anything for what has happened. Because here's the thing. If you don't learn from the past,
Yes.
okay, you are bound to repeat. So everything that happened to me was the result of who I wanted to become now. So I took from the past and I say, what can I learn from the past? I mean, if it was not for me smoking heroin, I would have never been here.
Most certainly.
So I appreciate that, even though it was a painful past, but I took the past, and my first primarily work that I do, I'm a drug counselor.
Wow.
The very same thing that I will struggle today, I can be able to share with other people and say, this is what I have done, you can do the best. So I feel like I was selected to go through the certain challenges so that when I overcome, I can be able to share with other people how I've done. And if anyone who is listening, you find yourself in a situation, just remember that. At the end of it, I love these words, I'm going through the challenge. So long as you're not camping. If you go through, when you get to the other side, if you look back and learn from what happened and use to support your future, what's going to happen to you is unbelievable.
Oh, certainly, indeed, you learn from your past, you pick up the pieces, and you carry on.
And you use the past as the lesson to help you to the future.
Most certainly. You know, Jerry, I'm looking at you. You don't look like a former drug addict. This gentleman is so well built.
Yes, thank you. I go to the gym.
You do love fitness. I can see you look very healthy
Thank you.
and very vibrant, and you've got this love and passion. You've got such a positive aura around you.
Thank you.
That when you entered the radio, and listeners, I'm not even exaggerating this. When you entered the radio, you just gave off this positive energy.
Thank
and early on, I just felt a bit sleepy myself, and Zainab was having a cup of tea and going through the motion of normal conversation. And then you came in here and you just took my breath away. You just poured all this energy back onto me. I feel like you just said earlier on, like it's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, thank you.
And
thank you.
Is this the type of energy that you bring across when you're doing your motivational speaking to former drug addicts in terms of rehabilitating them?
Look, I become a life coach, and the most of things I use very little words to share. If necessary, I use words, but most of the time I use my life to share. So you can never become a motivational speaker while you feel down. So I went to work on myself. I must quote one of the best coach ever. Listen, his name is Jim Rohn. He say, work hard on yourself that you do in your job. Work harder on yourself. So I went to work on me. I picked 4 best area of my life. And from day one, when I left in rehab center, I left rehab center 15 years ago. I had only 6 rand in my pocket. Every second man I know use or sell drugs. I had no one. I had no family. There was no party. Nobody come and pick up and say, hey, well done, you did well. I left it alone. And I started this life with 4 personal development mentality in my mind to start it. Number 1 was spiritual growth. I have to understand, for me, I'm a human being, but I'm also spiritual being. I need to connect with the person who I believe that has been part of making me to be here. Number 2 was physical development. I understand part of personal development is physical, it's energy. One of the coaches that I also listen to most of the time I talk is reading is Jim Rohn. He say Robin Sharma, and he say be super fit to be of use. And there's something in the Bible say sometimes the spiritual is willing but the body is weak. Now the body is only place you live, and you're gonna have to treat your body like a temple. So I treat my body very well, because what happened in your body happened in your mind, and what happened in your mind happened in your body. These things works together. Have you seen some people who are depressed the way they walk?
Yes.
Okay.
They walk very lounging down.
Exactly. So what happens is that you can feel down and just send information to your mind by just pulling your chest out and your stomach in, and this information will tell your mind that you are feeling happy. And that's why smile is powerful. Whatever it's sending the message.
Yes,
So once you understand that body and mind are linked together, so I also work not only on my mind, but on my body and my spiritual and my emotion.
Excellent, listeners. I hope that everyone has been taking heed of what Judy has been explaining to us about our spiritual development, and that your mind, like they say, your mind is sharper than a sword.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Like they say, aptitude determines altitude. So what you think
Yeah.
and what you perceive is what you're going to act.
Yeah, exactly.
upon.
Yeah. One of the things, I am an NLP NLP coach as well. So I am certified as an NLP practitioner. Okay. So NLP stands for neuro, linguistic, and program. We believe that every behavior are learned and mastered. So that the language, this is the voice, trigger action. So if I say to somebody stand, they will stand because of what I say.
That command.
Exactly. So every word you speak, you are instructed something in your subconscious mind to act. Now here's what is very important. Your subconscious mind, which is part of the brain that you have learned things and programmed. So for example, when you were born, Habiba, you never even know how to eat. So you've learned and you've programmed the way to eat. So now it's in your unconscious mind. So whenever you see food, you don't ask yourself how to eat. So you go and eat straight because that program of eating is already there. So you just need food trigger you to eat. Now the words, that's the same thing. And the negative word, this is what I want, is very important. You can never set goals in a negative words because the subconscious mind cannot process negative. So I'm going to give an example. Don't think of the cat. The first thing comes in your mind is a cat. Because every word we think with a picture. And that's why whatever you think, you create the behavior. Okay. You attract who you are, not what you want.
Wow, that's wise words from Mr. Jerry here in studio. I'm speaking to Brother Jerry Mbweni, and he is a former heroin junkie. He's also a motivational speaker, a life coach, as well as a fitness trainer and author. And we are focusing on how to get rid of 2019 and pave the way to the prosperous of 2020, bringing his journey of his past and bringing it to light, and as to what it will impact on you as a listener and to me as myself. It's so amazing having him here in studio. If you have a message you'd like to share with Jerry, you're welcome to send me a message on the WhatsApp line on 07816 1112. You're also welcome to call us and share in on the program your view, your message to Jerry or to myself, or your experience if you have gone through the same experience of being a heroin addict and you are reformed and you want to share your message with us. You may call us on 0216991786. And if it is you are in that dark space where you are confronted with substance abuse and you don't know how to reach out for help, you're welcome to also give us a call on 0216991786 or send a message, and I'm sure Jerry Mbweni will be able to assist you and guide you into the right path. Just looking at all this positivity that you've spoken about, from the picture painted in front as black and white in a book to the inner soul that you've examined now. Speak to us about that window of failure. Was there ever a point in your life where you felt that you have failed yourself?
Yeah, great. So as we have certain presupposition in NLP, and one of them, which I love the most, it says there is no failure, only feedback. You see, the thing's failure is the conditioning that we have learned.
Yes.
And that is actually we have learned, and what is happening is this empower us. Just remember when you didn't know everything at school and they give you marks and they say you fail. It makes you feel disempowering. It makes you feel not to want to try it again. And also failure means that I'm going to trying to measure you with something else or with somebody else. So what I have done, I have never failed before. There was one coach once said before, he was a football coach. He said, I never lost a game before. I sometimes doesn't have the time.
Okay.
If I have the time, my team will score. So there is no failure in life, only feedback. It's how you view. So there is things we call the outcome desire. Your outcome desire is to leave home 7 o'clock and you leave 7:30. You did not fail. Okay? We take that as a feedback.
Okay.
So once you take anything that you didn't achieve as a feedback, it will empower you to do something different. Because Einstein said to repeat the thing the same way and expect a different result is insane. So if you don't study it, if you don't take whatever you didn't achieve as a failure, you are about to receive it again and to do it again because you didn't study that. So I say to the people, everybody I encounter with him, I don't say, hey, we never fail. Like I never failed before. I only know that this is the feedback. I wanted, like 2019, there was a lot of things that I set a goal. And this is another thing. People, they confuse between a goal and outcome desire, which we can talk about it later if we have time. But I had a lot of goals, but I didn't achieve them, but I didn't fail. Okay. It's a feedback. So I studied. This is what I wanted to do, and this is what I've got it. Where did I went wrong? What do I need to change? Do I need to bring somebody else? Is there any other way to do it? Is how do I need to do? The outcome desire or the goal stay the same. The methods. So here's another thing. Instead of asking why I did not achieve, because when you ask why, it's attacking your identity. Every time you ask somebody why, the first thing they will try to do is to defend themselves. Even you defend yourself. But when you ask how, you are asking yourself what process I use that they did not give me what I wanted.
Oh, certainly, indeed. Inspirational as always, Mr. Jerry Mbweni. I can't help but say Mr. Jerry.
Yeah, no problem. You can call me anything.
Say my brother.
Yeah, brothers even. I love the word
My
brother.
I just love the word my brother.
Yeah,
Gives that family feel.
Yeah. Well, you can call me brother.
From another mother.
Yeah, great.
And by the way, Brother Jerry's Mbweni's mother is actually 87 years old.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an age, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Double my age.
You're giving your age away, my brother.
Yes, great. But I feel 18 inside, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're only as young as you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming back to, as you've explained, regarding success and challenges and negative feedbacks from our past and our journey, right? What has been the highlights of achievements for the year 2019 for yourself?
Well, great. The mere fact that I wake up in the morning every day and I keep going what I wanted to do. I have this motto. It's inspire, motivate, educate, and transform. That is my mission statement. So every single thing that I do every single day, I make sure I live on my mission statement. Inspire people, motivate people, inspire people to start to do something. Many times I say, people, I have done, this is my story, but here's the thing, you can be able to do whatever you want. I don't know what is your dream, what is your inspiration. Motivate people to start. Educate people about what happened to me and also transform. In other words, when we meet me and you, when you live here, you can be able to change your life. So I've been living with that for an entire year, and this year was unbelievable. In my own personal life, I have a coaching. I have a coaching company. I used to have 1 session a week. This year I have improved to 2 sessions. I have a fit club training center. This year I've improved to have more people in my fitness club. I mentor people who come out of addiction. Some people, they have a lot of their milestone this year, achieving of their recovering from addiction. So the year was been unbelievable. There's not one thing I can say this is highlight. The mere fact for me in my life, I wake up in the morning, I'm sitting here in the studio with you guys. It's unbelievable. This is the highlight today. I mean, such a day like this, where would I have been? So this is great.
Indeed, blessings only here on Radio 786 100.4 FM. More with Jerry Mbweni after the break.